You can draw this in Procreate. Open up the gallery and the canvas size is 2500 by 2500. The first color we're going to use is a pale yellow, and the brush is a monoline brush. You're going to create a circle in the center of the canvas. If you put your finger or tap, it'll create that perfect circle. And we want to make sure that it's centered to your screen or your paper. And you could do it either by selecting Fit to Screen or pressing the arrow, as you see here, and then doing it yourself manually. And this is the way that I usually tend to do it. So once you've got it where you want it, go ahead and fill it in. And from here, duplicate this layer, top layer, go ahead and select Alpha Lock. And I'm going to go ahead and change my color to an orange, almost the color of the fruit. From there, go ahead and select the arrow button. We want to create a circle within a circle. So the idea is that there's going to be a round border around the circle. So go ahead and adjust it so that it's centered, but you have enough space around the border to create that look or feeling. Now we select both layers and we're going to resize both of the circles at the same time. So go ahead and bring it in a few. Make sure it's still centered. Select the arrow again. If you need to, go ahead and readjust. Remember, both layers were selected, so go ahead and deselect the layers, and you're going to open up another layer on top of layer number 1. So right now we're working with layer number 3. Select clipping mask, and I'm going to go ahead and change the color to an orange. It's more like a brick orange, and it's going to be used to draw a horizontal line. Remember to tap the screen to give you that straight line, and we're going to create a mountain. So in this layer, make sure that at the beginning of the mountain, you go ahead and close it, and at the end as well, so that once you go color it in, it doesn't splat all over the canvas, but stays within your drawing. Try to add some wiggly lines in there to give it that realistic look of the mountains. Okay, perfect. I liked it. So I go ahead and close it in and fill it in. Go ahead and open up your layers, and now we're working with layer number 4. Go ahead and position this one underneath layer number 3, and I'm going to select this rich chocolate brown, and let's draw more mountains. So it's going to be one behind the other. I wanted to show you what happens when you don't fill in your layers correctly or close them up. You get that splatter right in the middle. Not a problem, just go ahead and redraw it and make sure that you closed all the layers you needed to do. Okay, we're halfway there. Go ahead and open up your layers, and now we're working with layer number 5. This one is going to be below layer number 4. And after selecting a bright yellow, I make sure that the pencil that I have is one that I can work with, and I went with a gel pen, which is under inking. Draw your circle. Remember, tap the screen in order to give it that perfect circle and fill it in. If you notice that it's still not straight, you can always adjust your drawing. And I went ahead and center it a little bit more, just where I liked it. We only want the top layer of the sun to show up. So in order to get rid of the bottom half of the sun, go ahead and select the S shape, and with your pencil, you're going to draw a rectangle and tap the screen 3 times and select cut, and you'll see how that bottom half is removed. Layer 5 is duplicated. We're going to work with the bottom layer. Go ahead and select adjustments and Gaussian blur. Going to create a glow, and I went ahead and tried different percentage to see where I liked it, and I ended up finishing with 15%. Keep in mind that in your drawing, because your tones may be lighter or darker, you may need more of a glow. I selected the selection tool again and drew a square in order to get that hue off. And now we can continue to draw the clouds. I'm using this white. Open up your layers. Now we're working on layer number 7. Make sure that this layer is with a clipping mask. What we're going to draw here with the color white are the clouds. So you can make it have some character. You can make it a little bit wobbly, however you like it. Gonna do a total of 3 clouds. You may add more if you wish. And this one is going to go on the opposite side, and then one underneath this one. Now we're working on the orange circle, so go ahead and change your brush to a soft brush. I went ahead and adjusted my size to a 13% and my opacity to a 40 or 39%. I continued to go from a darker orange to a lighter orange throughout the canvas just to create that illusion of the sunset. The brown now is used to draw in the birds, and I'm going to do around 5 birds at different angles just to complete the image. We're going to duplicate the layers in order to create the image of water reflecting the sun and the mountain. So go ahead and do that. Duplicate this layer, and now on the bottom layer, select the arrow tool, flip, and position it either straight down or to an angle. Let's lower the opacity. Let's lower the opacity and go into the adjustments. We're going to select motion blur. That's going to give the image of the water that we're looking for. Open up your layers, and we're going to duplicate the layer on top of the background. Go ahead and go to the first layer. We're going to change the color. I'm going to use this dark rich brown. It's going to be used to create a shadow. So fill in that layer. From here, we're going to select the adjustment tool in Gaussian blur. You'll notice a shadow. Okay, select the arrow and move it down to the left. And there you go. you've created a shadow to go with your scenery. Let's open the gallery, the layers, and change the opacity to that first layer that we darkened. And I'm going to go with a 53 or 54% range. And this should be the last step, and there you go. We're all done.